And we are live. What's up, beasties? It's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of Beast Friends Forever. It's Triple B. We've got fun times up ahead and another author for you to be read. Just remember what your beastie said, and you'll be beast friends forever with me. Woo! We got an awesome show tonight. I've got a fantastic guest that I'm so excited to get to chat with and for you to get to know as well. We've been talking back and forth in email for quite a while. He's an awesome guy. His books look and sound incredible. So get hyped, get excited. I can't wait for you guys to get to learn more about my guest and to learn more about his books. So without further ado, who's here? That's right. It's my good friend, R.D. Moreno.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. So,
I appreciate it.
yeah, of course. So, how's the day going? We were talking a little bit backstage, but how are you? How have you been?
Yeah, I've been good. Just a lot going on. Retired, and I stay real busy, and between writing and reading and
Oh
doing stuff
man.
around the house, doing stuff for the family, I stay pretty busy.
Yep. And that's the way to do it. I mean, that's
Yep.
you worked your whole life, and now you get to. I mean, you're busy, but
Yeah.
turn this light off so it doesn't die. But now you get to have fun and you get to write, and I can't wait to hear about kind of this lifelong journey to getting to this point.
Yes.
Having technical difficulties left and right over here. All right. So we got a couple people in the chat I want to shout out real quick. We've got Timothy Janata, another awesome author, who's going to
Nice.
be on the channel in the next month or so. And you were first. Congratulations. You are awarded the No Life Trophy, Timothy Janata. Well done. Uh, EL is here, another awesome author and supporter of so many, including me. Yes, the singing. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Just see when the mood strikes me. So you're all very welcome. So everybody that's trickling in, thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you. If you are somebody that just likes to watch and not leave any comments, that is fine. You do not have to. But if you do think of something that you want to ask our esteemed guest, please put it in the comment and I'll be sure to ask him. And also in the description for everyone live and everyone on replay, we also appreciate Team Replay. I've got all RD's, his website, links to the book, all that stuff is in the description down below. So be sure to check it out. And I think you're going to want to after we get done chatting because it's going to be fun. So let's start off with talking about the book. Why don't you tell us what Zeta 5 is all about in the author's own words?
Yeah. So Zeta 5. I read Dune when I was in high school, and
Mm-hmm.
I was really inspired by that, and thought it would be amazing to write something like that. But I was just entering high school,
Mm-hmm.
discovered cars, then discovered girls, and just life just goes on from
Yeah.
there. And so it just writing just never presented the opportunity for it until
Mm-hmm.
after I retired. I spent 41 years in the IT industry. So if you know IT, you know that your life is never your own.
No, that's a busy career for sure.
Yep, yep, definitely. And so after I retired, so I was kind of pushed into retirement during COVID. I was planning my exit strategy,
Mm-hmm.
but they kind of decided that I was going to go out early, but they actually did me a huge favor. We ended up living in the house that we were going to remodel and retire in. But so after I remodeled it, they had re-released the Dune movie,
Oh,
um,
nice.
and so I watched it a couple of times, and so that just things were percolating, and I had just finished remodeling the house, and it's like, okay, what's next for me? And so after I saw that a couple of times, I put a list of characters together. I put a generic plot together. I always had things percolating in the back of my mind
Oh
about
yeah.
how I would like to put the book together.
Hmm.
And so I did that. And 6 months later, I had a book.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And there it is. There it is.
Yeah. There
That's
it
pretty
is.
awesome, man. I think that that's fantastic, and it's cool that you never gave up on that dream. You let it
Right.
keep percolating. A lot of
Yep.
people, they get to a certain point in the life and they're like, that's just something I'm never gonna be able to cross off the list, you know. But you
Yep.
you kept it there, and when you finally had the opportunity, you went for it, and here you are. You got one book
Yep.
out. You got book two
One book.
on its way. You're doing
Yes,
interviews.
sir.
Like, heck yeah,
Yep.
man. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
think that
Absolutely.
I think that deserves uh, another. What's that? And another round of applause.
Well, thank you.
I think that's I think that's fantastic, man. It's inspiring to everybody in this community who not only wants to write a book, also like I'm my dream is to write some books too. A lot of other people's, but just anybody that has a dream to not let it go, and that it doesn't matter what point in life you are, keep going
Yeah.
after it, right? So heck yeah,
No.
dude.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
I love it.
So yeah, so the basis of the story is in this realm, you have an emperor that's bringing on new planets. So he's got a group that supports him for that. So you've got a young warrior, Connor, who's just starting to feel things out, and he's got an older brother, Adam, that's been doing it for a while. And as this emperor brings on new planets, in the first part of the book, um, they're embroiled in a conflict that on this one planet that they're trying to bring on that's going through a war, and they're trying to solve it. And Connor's older brother Adam gets trapped behind enemy lines, and so Connor has to try and rescue him. Um, so in this book, you've got Connor who has the ability to see the future. He's still trying to figure it out, so he gets visions of things that are going on. There's a prophecy involved in there. There's a little bit of a romantic element. So the emperor has two daughters, Christina and Emily. So there's the combination of Christina and Emily, and then Connor and Adam. But then you've got the family betrayal, because what happens is the emperor's younger brother Lorenzo is he's a brilliant man. He's a scientist. He's responsible for all the new inventions, all the stuff that's brought into the universe. But he's doing stuff behind the scenes. And there's a lab explosion that kind of exposes some of what Lorenzo is up to. So
Ooh.
the Emperor uses Adam and Connor to try and help him figure out what's going on before it's too late. Lorenzo tries to overthrow his older brother.
Oh man, that sounds pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Now, is this still off of that like original generic plot that you came up with? How much extra have
Yeah.
you did you add as you got into the process of writing it?
Um, and so that's an interesting thing too, because that the surprising thing to me was when I put the list of characters together and I started writing, and and I don't do a huge plot
Hmm.
through the book. I do a generic overlay, and then kind of let the story take me where it's going to go.
Nice.
But the other
Mhm.
thing too is when you start writing, it's almost like the characters have a mind of their own, and they start going off in different directions, and it's like, yeah, I like that, I like that. Okay, but now we got to come back this way, and we got to go this way, and so you're kind of steering your characters as they're kind of telling you what they want to do, and you're trying to tell them what you want them to do. And so
Right.
there's some of that's going on in there.
Oh
um,
yeah.
but yeah, it's a real interesting journey as to how it goes through there.
Oh, I bet, man. I bet. We just had Mr. Papalopoulos pop in here. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And Timothy Janata said, "IT for 41 years. This man probably
Yep.
knows." I'm guessing you do. I don't know that.
Cobalt, yeah, Cobalt. Yeah, I didn't have too much to do with the programming end of it. I did do a lot of Unix programming in the beginning. In the first half of the year, or the first half of my career, it was installation, and repair, and then managing crews as we would do installation and repair. And then the last
Nice.
half of my career was managing other clients. In fact, the last client that I managed their whole IT infrastructure was HP. So I
Oh
had
wow.
100 people working for me globally.
Yeah, that's
Um,
pretty big.
yeah,
Very cool,
but
man. No, you
yeah,
were definitely a busy guy.
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh man. Now did anything let me shout out Mark from Mark's Book Lounge real quick. What's up, Mark? Thanks for being here, my friend. Bearded Book Beast channel member, and also just did his first live interview on his channel. Go check that out
Nice.
if you haven't yet. Now I'm curious, being in IT so long, do you feel like anything from that IT career and that job and those experiences you put into the book at all? I mean, that doesn't seem like something easily like oh yeah, I bet he put all this IT stuff into the book, but I'm just curious, like with that much experience in that world, was there anything from it that you've found yourself kind of putting into the book?
Well, so being in that world, I have an analytical mind.
Hmm.
So for me, I talk to a lot of authors, and they get wrapped around where they'll jump around to different chapters, and then they're trying to put their plot together and trying to make it mix. For me, with the analytical mind that I have, it's like as I'm going through the chapters, it's like no, this has to line with this has to line with that, and so from that perspective, that really helped me get through the writing piece of it and make it flow.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. That makes sense though. That would help
Yeah,
you to like kind of organize things and everything if you were thinking of it that way. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
That came in handy. I also have to say, side note, your backdrop is amazing. I love
You like
the
that?
Darth Vader. Is that a puzzle?
Yeah, so it's a bunch of pictures that are put together, and
Oh,
then if
that's
you
so
go,
cool. No
I've
way.
got
And you got
Yoda over
Yoda?
here. Yep,
Oh
yep,
man. That is cool. And of course, Zeta 5 right in the middle. Check that
absolutely.
thing out.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I was gonna show the picture of that, but there's an even better shot. So let me share my screen and talk us through this cover for a second here. First, I'm gonna
Okay.
show the cover of book one, and then I will share the cover of the upcoming book two, which is pretty exciting. Let me see here. It always takes me a minute to remember how to share my screen, so bear with me this on this
No worries.
new platform. I've only done about I've done like 30 on this one, so I should know by now. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. All right, so here
No worries.
is it's just there's so many extra steps. Usually you hit share screen, and it just shares, but
Yep.
on here I have to share it, then I have to add it to our scene, then I have to spotlight it so that people can actually see it. So there we go.
Nice.
All right, so walk us through this first cover. You wrote this awesome book.
Y-
You needed a cover. How did you find a cover artist? How did it go working with them? Was this like originally what you pictured, or was there some back and forth? Tell us about that experience.
Yeah. So the group that I that helped me publish the first book called Paper Raven Books, they help indie authors out, and a part of that process is we do a cover contest. So we got like
Hmm.
20 different people that applied for it and gave their idea of what they thought the cover should look like. And when this one came out, I had to do some tweaks to it. The swords weren't red.
Hmm.
The female was brunette. They had to
Oh,
make her blonde. And we had to tweak that. The original woman that was on here is the one that's on here now, but she was brunette. And when I said I
okay.
wanted a blonde, they put on a different head, and it's
Oh
like, no,
no.
she looks more like
No, just
Barbie.
the
I
hair.
want the other, I want the other one back. So they
Oh
said, yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, okay, we can do that. So they put the other one back and made her blonde. And like I said, they made the swords red. And you could also see that I've also received 2 awards for it too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, tell us
Yeah.
about those awards that this book has won.
Yeah, so I released the book April of 24 and December of 24. So being an indie author, you've got to apply for all of this stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
So and we get spam all the time for all these people that marketing people trying
Oh
to
yeah.
do. So I get a notice right after Christmas. So I got both of these right between Christmas and New Year's.
Oh wow.
And so the
So
first
very
one
recent.
yeah. So the first one was the International Impact Book Award. So that was a gold medal one. And I get this notice, and I'm reading the notice, and I'm thinking, no, 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 this is just another marketing scheme. This
Yeah,
isn't
yep.
this isn't real. And it took me a while to actually realize that no, no, you actually won. It is real. And then
Oh
a couple of
man,
days later, I got the one from Global Books, the silver one from them.
wow, that is
So
awesome,
yes,
man.
yeah. So it's like Merry
Congratulations.
Christmas to me.
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, that's just awesome. Like a confirmation of all your hard work.
Yep.
One,
Yep.
two, that you get to put it on the cover like this. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly. Well, and the other
Yeah,
thing too is, I mean, all writers, you sit there and you write this stuff, and you go, "How amazing would it be to get awards for this stuff?"
right.
And you just, it would be amazing, but it's probably never going to happen. And then when it does happen, it's like, wow, man,
Ah,
that's
so
just,
cool.
yeah.
Ah,
So
I
I was completely elated when I got them.
yeah, man. I mean, just think like back to when you were remodeling the house, you got done, and you're like,
Yep.
I got the story in my head. I'm gonna write it, see what
Yep.
happens. Did you ever think what like? I mean, when was that? Like, how long from the time you decided to write it to that when you published it in 2024? How long of a time was
So
that?
it took me, so after I finished writing it, so the book is like 630 pages, so
Oh,
it's a bit
nice,
of a
nice
chunker.
chunky boy.
Yeah, yeah. And I started in August of 23, and I finished in January of 24.
Okay,
So, and then I published, wait, no, 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 January, August of 22
okay,
and January of 23. Yeah, it
got it,
was,
got it.
so
So
it took me probably about 8 months to
yeah,
finally find paper ribbon books. I actually tried to go the traditional route,
hmm
and I put out probably 20 different requests, and I got four different ones back, and they were very nice rejection letters. I mean, it wasn't hell no, we're not doing this. It was
yeah,
like, yeah, it looks nice, but it's not really something that we're interested in at this
mhm.
time. So it's like I'm not taking no for.
Right. Yep,
I'm going
that's
to move
right.
forward here. So
Yep,
yeah, so I found
give
this
it a
group of
shot and do it yourself.
yeah,
Yep. That's
yeah,
awesome, man. I think it was the right choice. I mean, you won awards and you're doing interviews and things are going great. So, but like I was
yeah.
saying, who would have thought when you decided to write it, who would have thought a couple years later you'd be winning awards for the book? You know, I mean,
Yeah,
did that ever
exactly.
even cross your mind that it could happen that quick?
No, no, I figured it would be years if it would ever happen. Um,
Oh, that's
so,
awesome.
so yeah, I was really surprised.
Very cool. A couple comments real quick. Jason Stigliano is here, another awesome author. What's up, Jason? And Mark for Mark's Book Lounge loves the cover, as I'm sure most people do because it's amazing. All right, so let me stop sharing this and let's show off this awesome number two cover. Let me see. How do I? All right, there we go. All right,
Nice.
now let's share the screen again and show off book two. You think that book one cover looked awesome? Wait till you guys see this right here. And now, all right, boom, there it is. Can everybody see it? I think so. It looks like it's showing. So there we go. Book
Nice.
two. Yep, thumbs up. They can see it. Everybody loves it. All right. So first of all, I want to say the name is awesome. I love the window splitters. I'm sure once I read your books, that's going to make more sense. But
Yeah, it will.
that just sounds so cool to me. I love it. So tell us about this. The process for this cover. Did you use the same people? The process? How did it
No,
go this
no.
time?
Actually, yeah. So I didn't use paper raven books for to do the second book. I've been working with another person uh,
Nice.
that is on Facebook. He's got a sci-fi group. He's got probably 15,000 followers, and he's basically an editor. But I didn't realize that he was an editor.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
he saw some of the stuff that I did on Facebook, and he says, "Come join our group." He
Oh
says, "Let
nice.
me help promote you a little bit in my group." He said, "It'll expand me." He said, "It'll get some visibility to you." And then as we're talking, he didn't realize that I had other books, and I didn't realize that he was an editor. So he gave
Oh
me an
man.
awesome deal. So he's actually editing this book now. I get it back from him next Sunday, and then I've got two others in the pipeline that he's going to edit as well.
Oh man, that's awesome. That worked out really well.
Yeah, yeah. But
Oh,
he turned me on to the artist that did this cover, and
mhm.
um, if you look at the cover that picture that you have, it tweaks a little bit from this one.
Okay,
We did that. We did that so that way that all the books look the same now. So I've updated all the
cool.
books on Amazon, so
Okay.
now they all mirror the same. So all the books going forward will look exactly the same.
Oh man, this one looks incredible. It looks awesome. Here, let me I'll stop sharing here so that you can now if you want to show that one because before all
Yeah.
we could see was the cover. So let's see. Oh yeah. So
So
I can
it's mostly just the lettering is
yeah,
changed.
yeah, yeah. So then it matches book one. They're all
Yep,
seamless. Awesome.
exactly.
Very, oh,
Yeah,
see
so you can tell they're all part of the series now. Yep.
there we go. That's what happened last time. I just I I still can't get it down. It's like I try to cancel the spotlight and then stop sharing, but it keeps it spotlighted, but there's nothing there to spotlight because I'm not sharing. I'm even more embarrassed because I have a IT technical wizard on with me, and I'm over here struggling with sharing my screen.
No worries. No worries at all.
I mean, that's what your career was, right? Helping people that could
Yep.
not figure things out. So, all right,
Yep.
we got there. We showed off the covers, and we're back. People can see us. I made it. I made it. I should practice that or something. All right. Well, I'm pumped, man. That's fantastic. The books look awesome. So, book two. Why don't you tell us when book two is coming out?
Yeah, so I'm starting to accumulate ARC readers now, and I have it tentatively set for release on February 18th.
Nice, coming up quick. That's
Yeah.
exciting. Very cool. That is awesome. And then, how many books are you thinking for the series? Are you thinking trilogy or a few books, or do you not sure yet? You got to see where the story goes.
Well, so the interesting thing was when I wrote the first book, it was like, okay, I've written the book,
Hmm.
I've got it out of my system, and I can go on and do all the other things that are on my list to do since I retired. And it's probably about 3 months after I finished the book. It's like I have all these other ideas percolating in my head, and
Yeah.
then, okay, I'm on to the series. So now I'm working on book five, and hoping to finish the series with book six.
Wow, that's amazing. So you've got you're way ahead, so you can just kind of make
Yeah,
sure things are good whenever you want to release them. Oh man, way
right.
to go! You've been writing like a beast.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
written 5 books almost. Oh my gosh! Now that first couple of years, like a year or so, for the first book,
Mhm.
was that all just working on the first book? So you've done everything else since then, or did you keep going through back then?
No, I kept
Okay.
going. So books two, three, and four, I wrote each one of those probably within 6 months.
Wow, that's
Um,
awesome.
book five has been a little over a year and about halfway through it. But the problem is all the marketing stuff that I'm now involved in, um, all the TikTok stuff that I've jumped into,
Yeah.
trying to help all these other indie authors and reading their
Yeah.
books and all,
Yeah.
has really
Slows you down a
slowed
little.
my writing process down.
I know. All right, you get in this community, and there's just so many awesome authors and people that you want to shout
Yes,
out and help and be a
absolutely.
part of their journey. And then it's like, oh shoot, I forgot. I kind of have my own journey I'm supposed to be on too. I
Right.
get it, man. I get it. Well, that's awesome though. I mean, that stuff comes back around and it pays forward because everybody's gonna want to help you and shout you out every time you put something out too. So I think that's
Yeah,
awesome that
they
you're
have.
doing that.
In
Fantastic.
fact, I woke up, what was it, Monday morning?
Hmm.
Yeah, I woke up, was it Monday? No, Sunday morning. I woke up Sunday morning and to 6,000 followers on TikTok,
Dang.
uh, and 50 reviews on Amazon. So,
Woo, that's a nice thing to wake up to.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
that's I keep telling people that are like older like us to like they don't want to go on TikTok. I'm like, TikTok, you're gonna find some readers. Get on TikTok.
yes, you are. You are. Definitely
Yes.
are.
Are you making? Are you have you started using like the TikTok shop and stuff?
I haven't yet. That's the next thing. When book two comes out, that'll probably be the next thing that I
Oh,
do because
nice. 'Cause that,
I've started doing some poking around, and it doesn't look like it'll be quite as difficult as I thought it would
right.
be.
Yeah, it's usually not, but I feel like I've seen people really take off when they start getting traction, like you're already getting, and getting followers and all that, and then they start using the TikTok shop. Watch out.
Yep.
You're on your way, man. You're doing it right. Nicely done. That's awesome.
So,
So are you on all the socials then? Are you? I know you're on
yeah,
Instagram and TikTok,
I'm on
and then
Instagram. I'm on Facebook too. Yep.
oh,
Yep.
Facebook. Yep, that's another big one.
I'm
Yep.
also on Discord because
Oh
when they were
yeah.
talking about how they were going to shut down TikTok, I've
Oh
been
yeah.
on there probably about 6 months. So a lot
Yep.
of people were jumping onto Discord trying
Hmm.
to use that. So I've been involved in that as well. But I keep running back to TikTok. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's good. It's good stuff. You see,
yeah,
it's a fun one to figure out.
yeah.
You just got to be careful when you're on there because even when you go in to put your own stuff in there, it takes you to the home page, and you got to be careful not to get caught in the swiping
Right.
because they're all so short. But after you watch them for a couple hours, it's not so short anymore.
Yeah, you
Just
burn
one more, just
a lot
one more.
of time in there. Yeah.
So I know that can be dangerous. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about your journey to writing this. So you talked about how you had that long IT career. You
Yep.
were retired. You had to do some work on your house, and then that got done. You had seen Dune. You'd had some ideas percolating. Like how long were these ideas percolating? And had you thought of writing a book before you even kind of had some of the ideas? Was writing something you always wanted to do, or was it really not until like near the end there that you really thought of doing it?
No, like I said, when after I had read
Oh yeah,
Dune,
you talked about when you were
yeah,
younger. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But so ideas would come here and there, and actually one of the major ones in the book, probably about halfway through the book, I knew this scene had to be in there, but it was just trying to figure out how to move this scene into the book, and it ends up
Mhm.
right in the middle of the book, and
Oh
things are
wow.
going on, and then all of a sudden it takes a left hand turn, and so but I always knew I probably had this scene in my head for a few years, and it's like it's got to be in the book, it's got to be in there, it's got to be in there, and
Oh
just trying
man.
to maneuver how I was going to write it and how it was going to go, and but
Oh,
yeah.
I love a good hard pivot in a book like that where it just catches you off guard and you think you know where the story's going and then nope. So I'm looking forward to that. That's awesome.
Nice.
Um, very cool. So I guess take us back to because you also enjoy reading. Obviously, you're into
Mhm.
sci-fi, fantasy, all that stuff. Take us back to when you were younger and just let us know some of the books or TV shows or movies or video games or
Yeah,
whatever that got you into sci-fi and fantasy and all of this whole world that we love.
yeah. So the story I always tell is when I was young, I saw the movie Forbidden Planet.
Mm. Hmm.
And once I saw that, it's like, okay,
It was
I got to
over.
gobble up anything sci-fi. It's
That's fair.
yep. And
That'll
then
do it.
and then you bring in Jason and the Argonauts, and
Mm,
you
hmm.
hit the fantasy elm.
Yep,
And so it was pretty much sci-fi and fantasy from then on. And
that was
then
it.
I read Jules Verne and H.G. Wells and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh man, you did it right. All right,
Mhm.
very cool. So now that you've been in it for a little bit, you've kind of gotten
Yeah.
this whole new career going. Um, where do you see it going after you finish up this series? I mean, you've got a while because 6 books. You're going to release them over time. Are you planning?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've got a bajillion ideas in your head. Are you planning to
Well,
stay in this world that you've created, or do you ever see yourself stepping outside it into making new things?
well, I actually have another book that 12 chapters into, but I kind of put that on hold. Um, I was kind of I had started writing that probably after I finished this first book, and then came up with these other ideas. And the woman that was helping me with Paper Raven Books, I told her I had this other book, and should I finish it? And she goes, "No, you got this other one, and you're starting a series with this. If you jump into something like that when you're trying to do this other series, you're going to piss off your readers, and you don't
Yeah,
want to do that." So
right. No, yeah, probably good advice, I suppose. But
yeah,
now I'm intrigued by this other thing that you're working on.
okay. All right, so this other one has to do with warlocks and super warlocks. It
Oh,
has to
come
do.
on now, warlocks. Oh, how long is it gonna take for you to write this one? Come on now.
Everybody I tell this to says, "Okay, when are we getting that book?"
See, now you can just use it as a teaser. You just got to say,
Yeah,
you got to read all the my other series first, and then I can do
yeah.
it.
But this book starts out during the Spanish Inquisition, and there's a spell book
Oh,
that's warded. It can't be destroyed. It has a key that breaks into three pieces. And the super warlock is discovered during the Spanish Inquisition, and they discover he has the book, and it's rumored that in this book that allow a super warlock to live forever.
oh,
There's a spell in there that allows that. But what happens is when they find this book, they take the book to the Vatican. They pull the key apart in the three pieces. And during the Spanish Inquisition, this is when you got Christopher Columbus and you got all the Spaniards that are exploring the New World and all the rest of it. So these keys are scattered.
oh
So
man.
then, so then you follow it forward to modern day. So then it's like, okay, we've got to find the book. We've got the maps to where the keys are, but the maps aren't interpreted correctly. And when they tried earlier to find one of them down in near the South America, they were unsuccessful. But
Mhm.
now this other warlock has this young kid who he suspects has the ability to be a super warlock. So he's trying to groom him into to help him find these keys. So that's kind
Oh
of the
man,
premise of what the story's about.
this
So,
it sounds
so for me, it's kind of
incredible.
like, yeah, it's kind of like the way I present it is kind of like Indiana Jones and a dark Harry Potter type deal.
Oh yeah, I mean you've got so many cool things in this. You got a little historical fantasy. You've got like globe trotting action
Right.
adventure kind of thing going on. You've got a little urban fantasy in modern day. You've got mystery. You've even got kind of like the what's it called, like the wolf and cub mentor, uh,
Yep.
old and young. Like man, I'm excited for that one whenever it comes out. But got to read Zeta 5 first.
Absolutely.
Well, that's exciting, man. I'm glad that you got all these other things going on too. Keep the creative juices flowing. That's good. That's awesome. All right. Well, let me ask you a few writing process questions because
Sure.
this is number 136 of these interviews, and I've asked these questions almost all of those times, and I've never gotten the same answers from two different people. You know what I mean? So it's
Yep.
always
Yep.
interesting. So start off, I ask this same first one every time. You know, for every writer, there's a spectrum. You've got one side, the pantser who writes, or the gardener. Some people like that better than pantser, but who who writes everything by the seat of their pants. They don't outline anything. And then all the way on the other side, you have the plotter who outlines everything meticulous, and doesn't stray from it, and then you got everywhere in between. So you kind of mentioned already that you do have kind of a skeleton of a plot, and then
Right.
you let the characters lead you. So I feel like you're probably, where would you say you fall? Right in the middle, or do you feel like you're still more towards the pantser a little bit?
No, I'm probably more in the middle because I
Okay.
like to try and outline how I think the book's going to go. And like I said, especially with the first book, I put down who the characters were. I
Hmm.
actually put a background for them, what they
Oh
are, how they
wow,
kind of interact between each other.
that's
And I had
cool.
it before I even started writing the book. So that way I knew who my characters are going to be and how they're going to play within in the book. There were some additional characters that I brought in afterwards that weren't on part of the original list, but but still I had part of that going, and then would kind of let it take me from there.
Nice. So you got definitely got some platter in you then. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool though. That reminds me of like the video games back in the day when you'd get an actual instruction booklet and it would have little character
Yep.
profiles. I used to love reading through that when I'd first get a new
Yep.
game. So that's cool. I love that. All right. So have you, since you do that, but you do also let the characters lead you? Have you had in any of the books you've written so far? Have you had something drastically change with characters because you get to know them and you think, oh, they wouldn't make that decision now? Or have you had a character that's like, you were going to give them the axe and you're like, oh, I can't. They have too much story left to tell. I can't get rid of them yet. Or the other way around where they were supposed to make it longer and you're like, they're going to have to die now. Have you had anything like that happen to you yet where the characters led
Well,
you down a totally different path than you thought?
um, yeah. So Connor, when the the path that I had for him, when I put him on Zeta 5, um, I ended up having him do a lot more in into it. And the other piece of it too is, um, and this is a tiny spoiler in there, but it probably won't in the grand scheme of things. It comes out early in the book. Is There's a dragon involved in there,
Mm-hmm.
and Connor gets these visions, and there's rumors that there's this dragon in the cavern, and Connor's like, we have to go there, we have to go there, we need to get involved in this. And that wasn't something that I had originally put in the book, and that wasn't something that I even thought about until I had started writing and put Connor on Zeta 5.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
yeah, you have had stuff like that. The
Yeah.
characters just they take you where you got to go, and that's good that you listen to them because I mean
Yeah.
you're a reader too. There's been books I've read where things felt forced, or you read it and you
Yeah.
think I feel like this character wouldn't do that, and you know that they probably plotted it out and we're like, nope,
Yep.
that was what I planned. I'm not going to change it, even though it doesn't feel right. So I think it's good to have a good, healthy mix of both because if you don't plot it out at all, like uh, you got to have a bare bones, right? Because then you might get
Yeah.
stuck more often, and or you might have to go back and rewrite things. Like there's a lot of pantsers that make it work, but if you're all the way that way, I feel like you can get stuck. And if you're all the way plotter way, like we talked about, you're not letting the characters breathe,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. You're
sometimes
too
they don't.
rigid.
Right, they don't feel alive because you didn't give them
Yeah.
the space to become alive. So, I think the way you do it is a perfect mix. So that is, I think, a very good thing.
Thank you.
Um, my next question is, and this goes back to art a little bit, but and as fantasy sci-fi lovers, we all love maps. Does your book have a map in it? Even though
No,
it's
it
more
does not.
sci-fi, okay, because you don't
Yeah,
see it as much
and
in
it
sci-fi.
really, yeah, it doesn't really. The way I kind of lay it out is it's pretty easy to follow where they're going and what's happening. So it doesn't really need a map to try and direct you what's happening and which world they're in and who's doing what in these different worlds.
Very
And
nice.
maybe one thing to highlight is
Hmm.
special. So Zeta 5 is a very large mining planet.
Hmm.
It's surrounded by asteroids,
Ooh,
so
that's
there's no
cool.
way into the planet.
Oh, okay.
There's three moons that orbit the planet, and
Hmm.
once 3 months, those moons align and they pull on the asteroid field and create an opening for you to go in.
Ooh,
You've got a day and a half to go in, do what
that
you're going
is
to
cool.
do, and get out. If you're not out within the day and a half,
Then
you're
you're
there for
stuck.
3 months. The,
That's such a
the
cool
other
plot point.
The other snag to it is that there's no way to communicate outside the planet. So
Ooh,
even when there's an opening for it, communication does not get out.
yeah.
So unless and since this is a large mining planet and they mine Zando crystals, which are used for interstellar flight. So with Dune, they used spice. Here I have Zando crystals that are refined and used for interstellar. And so there's a freighter that goes in, collects the minerals and takes them out. So if you can't get a signal on that freighter that's leaving, whatever's going on the planet stays on the planet. So if you're fighting, you're stuck, or whatever, you're trapped, nobody's going to know outside that planet.
Oh man, that is
Yeah.
pretty nerve wracking.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's exciting though. That's kind of cool. All right, I like it. Next question. So
Yep.
you've kind of written a lot of these books back to back, but when you're hunkered down and you're writing a book and you want to get it done, are you somebody that sets goals like word count, like I want to write this much every day, I want to write this much
No.
every week, or are you just like I'm gonna get it done when it gets done. I'm not gonna stress.
Yep.
Life comes first. If I got things to do, I'm not gonna write, and that's fine.
Yep. Yeah. And that's it exactly. Yeah, I don't set goals like that. I was actually a little surprised that I was able to write the other three books in the 6 months apiece that I did.
Yeah,
They just kind of flowed, but yeah, I don't really set goals like that. I don't put that kind of pressure on myself for.
yeah, that's good. I feel like it can make writing less enjoyable. You make it
Right.
too, and you make it
Absolutely.
a job, right? This is fun
Yeah.
for you. You don't want to go back
Yeah.
to where you're, a slave
No,
to a
absolutely
job.
not.
So yeah, exactly. So I think that's a good way to do it. Um, okay, when you are writing, do you have preferences though? Like, do you prefer writing in the morning versus at night? Do you always write at like your desk or in your office? Do you always write on a computer or laptop? Or do you switch it up? Do you write different times of the day? Do you go to like a coffee shop to write? Are you home sometimes? Do you go outside? Do you write on different devices? What about that kind of stuff?
So when I wrote the first book, so actually behind me in this backdrop here, this is actually my workbench. So if you take that
Oh,
down, you
nice.
see all my tools and everything.
Oh, really? No
So
way.
I'm actually, yeah. So I'm actually sitting at my desk here in the garage,
Nice.
um, and I had a large computer here, but the motherboard crapped out on me, and I just haven't taken the time to replace it.
Oh, yeah.
But I would write between that and my laptop, and now it's 100% on my laptop.
Hmm.
And but for the most part, I do most of my writing in the evening. I don't have a lot of time because usually in the morning, what I'll do is I'll get on TikTok and try and post some videos or do
Yep.
whatever I'm going to do. Meet up with whoever I'm going to meet up there and try and support them on whatever
Yep.
that's going. And then I've got to do whatever I need to do during the day that's going on. So I end up spending most of my time writing at night now.
That works out good.
Yeah.
Get all that promotional stuff done during the day, and then know you have time for writing later. So that's good. It's a good way to do it. All right. Next question is two things that are usually tough for writers starting out are writing action or battle scenes and writing dialogue. So let's start with action and battle scenes. Do you feel like that went pretty smooth for you, or do you feel like you had to work at it or kind of read some other authors' work that you like to take inspiration from, or how did writing action or battle scenes go for you at first?
Yeah, it's interesting that you do that. Is so I looked for a few books that would kind of tell me about action scenes and the rest of it. So
Yeah.
I have some hand to hand combat stuff going on
Mhm.
with swords in there, and that's the other thing. In my book, we use swords. We don't use. I talk about pistols early on in the book,
Mhm.
but it's swords, and
Oh,
that's
that's
kind of how it
cool.
stays. But there's a part where Connor's on Zeta 5 and he enters like a gladiator contest.
Mm-hmm.
And so trying to sit down and figure out how these people are interacting when they're fighting.
Right.
And I'm standing there holding stuff going, well, he would swing it like this or he would do that. And it took me a while to work it out. But one of the editors, when they were editing the first book, actually commented that how much they liked the writing style that I had put into it. And it was all because I'm sitting there with the broomstick trying to figure out, okay, if he holds a sword and he's swinging it this way and somebody's coming back at him, how do you do this? And doing that back and forth stuff. But the other thing too is you got to try and write it in a way that's not going to be long and drawn out, and it's still going to keep the person's attention while you're trying to do it.
Oh yeah. So that's good. That sounds like that was a good way to for
Yeah,
you to do it. Sounds like it worked out well. And I think that's cool. I love especially like sci-fi stuff. I love when swords and hand-to-hand combat is like the main thing. I think that's such a cool thing. I mean, we all love Star Wars, so you know,
yeah,
when you think of lightsabers and things like that, it's just
right,
iconic. So that's cool. All right, what about dialogue? Dialogue can be tough because you have to look at it from two sides, right? You want each character
right,
to have their own voice, but you also have to be careful and make sure that the dialogue's not written clunky and that it flows good, that people can tell who's talking grammatically, but also
right,
that
right.
each person talking sounds like them and is distinct and different. So, how did it go with dialogue? Did you have to do research for that too, or did any of that come natural to you?
So most of the dialogue came fairly natural. What was hard for me was how to write it grammatically correct. And I
Hmm.
have a few friends. I showed them some of the stuff. And he says, "Well, you need to do this, and you're going to need to break up the dialogue. It can't be all together."
Right.
And so I got a lot of help from that. And it's the quotes have to go here, and you have to do this.
Oh yeah.
And then when I went into editing, they helped me a lot more. And that was the other thing for me is grammar was never my thing. I was horrible at grammar in high school.
Yeah.
And so I knew when I wrote my book that it was going to need a lot of help with grammar and the rest of it. And when I was first trying to get the book out there, I had a couple of these houses that they took they looked at my book and it's like, well, yeah, we could do it. We'll clean it up a little bit and then we'll push it out there. And I said, no, we're not going to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I know what I wrote here. And so, like I said, when I got with the first group, they looked at it. They said, "Yeah, you've got some good stuff here, but we'll have to tweak it with you and help you work through it."
Yeah.
And since then, that made the other books flow so much easier because I learned so much from that first one that I don't have anywhere near the amount of grammatical errors and all the rest of that I did with the first one. But it's a whole big learning process. And,
That's awesome, man. That's good. And yeah, I was gonna say, my next question was gonna be, since you've written so many books now, do you feel like now it's just become natural and you kind of know? I mean, you're always growing every book, right? Getting better
yeah,
at it.
absolutely.
But do you feel like from that first book to now, you don't need the quite the level of help because you kind of got, especially with like you said, your analytical brain from
Yep.
being IT, you kind of know how things need to flow, how things need to work, so that you've got the basics down, and now you can just keep getting better at it with every book. Do you feel like it's
Yes.
gone that way?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Very good. All right, two more questions in this area, and then we can
Sure.
talk about something else. But my next question is, uh, with with technology today, it's very easy to just Google stuff up, and you have a fiction book, but since it's got a sci-fi side, I'm sure there's some things that you wanted to research to make them more realistic or whatever. So when you do research for anything in your books, do you just use Google mostly, or do you go old school with books ever, or do you have people in your life that that kind of know about some things that you've asked questions to? What's your like way of doing research?
So actually, it's a combination. I don't use Google a lot,
Nice.
um, but I do research some of that stuff. I'll look up some stuff in books, and then I have a few friends that I can reach out to and ask them some questions about different things.
Very nice. So you got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but in there, the other thing too is there's a Stargate element to this book as well.
Ooh, you did not mention that. We all
Yeah.
love
So
Stargate as well.
yeah, and that's kind of when you look at the second book, so the window splinters.
Oh yeah,
So
that makes
you
a little
see
more
that
sense.
background there. It's kind of like Stargate. That's kind of what it's kind
Oh,
of
that's actually
referencing.
exactly what it reminded me of now. I was like,
Yep.
now that you mentioned that, that's so cool. Oh man, you are making me want to read this more and more, man. I already wanted to, but now I really want to move it up the list. That's awesome. All right, last question. This is one that
Sure.
people always want to know. So first, when you're writing and you're in your groove, are you someone that likes it to be completely quiet? Or do you like background noise? Do you listen to music? And if you do listen to music, does it need to be instrumental without any lyrics?
So it's more. So I have a tendency to have the TV going,
Hmm.
and it drives my wife crazy because I'll have movies on that I've seen like 100 times.
Yeah.
But when I'm sitting there writing, I can look up, okay, and just
Yeah.
keep going because I know where it's at.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
it's
the
just
same thing.
comfort. Yeah.
Or I've got Big Bang Theory on,
Oh
just playing in
yeah.
the background, and I've seen those so many times that
Yeah.
I know what's going on there
Oh
too.
yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, that's kind of it. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting. That's kind of cool. Like, yeah, I usually hear people say it has to be quiet or I have music to set the mood or whatever. But like, I know when I write or I'm working, I'm kind of like you. I just like to have a little show on the TV that I've seen a million times or a movie
yeah,
that I can just have on as like a comfort background noise, but I don't
yeah,
really need to pay attention. But if I need a break from it, I can look at it and be like, oh, yeah, I love this. So that's cool. I
yep.
get that 100%. Very nice. All right. So we've got about 10 minutes till we get to an hour, and we'll probably go a little over if that's okay with you. Um,
Yeah, absolutely.
awesome. So I've just got some questions for us to get to know you outside of writing. So we will
Sure.
start with the first one. We'll start with an easy one. What is your favorite color?
Purple.
Purple. All right. How come that was no hesitation? Has it always been
It,
purple? Is there a reason?
no, it used to be black,
Okay.
and probably I don't know. It's probably been maybe 10, 10, 15 years. It changed to purple, and it has to be dark purple. It can't be
Oh yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
kind
yeah.
of pink shade of purple. It
Right,
has
right,
to be a
right.
dark purple. Yeah.
Okay. I do like the dark purple as well. It is solid. I like it. All right. Good answer. Next question. What's your favorite food?
Fried chicken.
Ooh, fried chicken is good. Now, fried chicken like homemade or from a certain restaurant, or does it not matter?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's fried chicken. It doesn't matter as
Okay,
long as
here's
it's
the
got some decent spices with it.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, get a little spice on there. Okay, here's the real question. If you like fried chicken, what's better, chicken breast or chicken drumstick?
Drumstick or thigh.
Ooh,
I
yes,
like
yes.
dark meat. Yep.
There you go. I like the drumstick, but I would take a thigh too. You're right. That is
Yep.
that is true. Um, all right. Next question. We know that you're good at this writing thing. You mentioned that you were in IT and all that stuff before, but what's a hobby or a talent that you have that we don't know about?
So I like to woodwork.
Ooh, that's
I've
cool.
been woodworking since I was in high school.
Wow.
Um, I do a lot of remodeling. I do a lot of landscaping, and so when we moved into this house, my wife decided that she wanted a pool here. I didn't want a pool, but she wanted a pool. So guess what? We got a pool.
Of course.
Um, but with COVID and the price of things for one of those a built-in pool, it
Hmm.
was like 70 or 100 grand. And it's like, no, I'm retired now. We're not going down that path.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy
so
how
I,
much those things cost. It's wild.
so we bought one at the above ground. I had a guy come in and dig a hole, so I sunk it 2 feet, and then I built this huge deck around it. So it
Oh,
has the
wow.
appearance of being a built-in pool. It's got a large deck. I built a pergola,
Oh,
so
wow.
I've got solar heating on top of the pergola. I built the pergola so I could mount the solar heating up there,
Oh,
so
that's
that way the
amazing.
pool's warm in the
Heck yeah.
spring and summertime.
Oh, dang, I'm impressed, man. So you're basically just you don't even like to really dabble in it. You like are a legit
No,
carpenter.
I jump in. I jump in. Well, and the other thing too in high school is, so I was a mechanic in high school. So I was the guy
Oh
that you
wow.
came to, if you wanted your car to go faster. I was the guy that you came to in high school.
Oh dang, that's awesome. So you like
Yeah.
you barely have to pay anyone to do anything.
Yep.
You can
Yep.
almost do it all yourself. That saves you a lot of money.
It does.
That's
Definitely
amazing, man.
does.
That is awesome. Very cool. Although now you got to focus on writing all these books so that you can write the Super Warlock book for me. So you might have to pay some people to
Absolutely.
do some things for you so we can get that book.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Next question. You have to think. Put on the thinking cap. Go back in time.
Okay.
I want to know what was your first job that you got a paycheck for.
12 years old. I worked at a grocery store.
Wow. Okay. Were you like bagging, getting carts, cleaning up?
No, back when I was a kid, that's when you still had the glass bottles.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so I would sweep up the store, and then I
Uh-huh.
would stack all the return glass
Wow.
bottles and stuff.
That's
So I would
cool.
do that after school every day.
Mhm. That's wild. Oh man. Do
Yeah,
you remember how much you made per hour? Or like how
I,
much
I
you'd
think it
make
was
when you got paid?
I think it was like $1.75.
Oh
I mean, it
man,
wasn't.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I know. I remember my first job when I tell my kids that I made like $5 an hour. They're like, "What?" I'm like, "It's just." And now that they're like, if they don't make at least 10, they're like, "Oh gosh, this is terrible."
Right.
It's just
It's not
crazy.
worth it.
Things change. Yeah, I know. Oh, all right, cool. What about what was your first car? What was your first ride?
um, so my parents bought a '68 Torino, Grand Torino,
Oh man.
and
Okay.
when I turned 16, they handed that car over to me.
Ooh, what color was it? I'm trying to look up a picture of it.
It was red, and it had a 390, and it was a 392 barrel, and I found a 428 Cobra Jet manifold and 4 barrel and
Oh my
cam that I put
god.
into it. Yeah.
Dang. All right, well here's let's see if it kind of looked like this. Yours probably looked way cooler than this. Sounds like. Keep finding ones that show just from the front or the back. All right. Did it kind of look like this?
Yep. Yep.
That's a pretty
Except
sweet car.
that's a 69. Mine was a 68. That one
Oh,
has the dual headlights. Mine had the single headlights, but
ooh.
that's the same body.
All right, all right. Well, hold on. I got to get it right. I got to get it right. Because that says it's a 68. Google's, see, this is why you don't use Google that much because it gives you the wrong stuff. My gosh, all these have double lights. They're lying to me. I don't see one with just one with one. So one single light.
Yeah, it had the
Wait,
single
here we
light in
go.
the front. Yeah.
No, wait, that's two.
But
Someday I'm
after I
gonna
got it,
find
I
it.
I had it painted. I had it painted black, and I put big tires
Oh,
in the back with
oh
air shocks.
man.
I jacked up the back end of it. Yeah.
Oh, did that thing fly?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Well it it would do low 15s in the quarter. But then I traded that for a 70 Mach 1 that would
Oh,
do 13s in the quarter with the
oh
Boss
my gosh.
351. Yeah.
You were a car guy
Oh yeah. Yeah.
because I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm just nodding my head because it sounds cool. That's all that I know. It sounds cool. I wish I was a car guy like that, but I mean, I always loved cars, but I didn't have any adults around me that like knew the stuff,
Yeah.
and so nobody was buying cool cars when I was growing up. But I always liked to look at them. I loved going to car shows and stuff when I was a kid.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
man, you probably had one of the coolest cars at your school then.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah, no wonder everybody came to you. They're like, "Oh, this guy knows what's up." That's awesome, man. All right, very cool. Now, what job were you working when you were 16 and driving those sweet cars?
Then I was a dishwasher. I
Okay.
worked at a couple of different restaurants. My aunt and uncle had one. I worked there for a while.
Oh, wow.
Then there was another restaurant that was close by the house that I worked, and I would do that in the evenings.
Okay. So you were a busy man, always making that
Oh
money.
yeah, yep,
We had to buy all the things for your car.
absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. Uh, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about some
Sure.
of your favorite. You mentioned Dune, but what are some of your other favorite movies and TV shows?
Yeah. So Time Machine. I loved the original movie Time Machine.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought that was awesome.
Hmm.
Um, Probably what.
That's hard on the spot to
Lost
think
Lost
of.
in Lost in Space
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
wasn't a TV show that I had to watch all the time, and then Star Trek, definitely Star Trek.
nice.
Um,
Okay,
yeah.
what's your favorite Star Trek? Oh, it's hard.
Well, the original, I like the original Star Trek better.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
did. I like
nice.
that better.
Well, it had
Um,
such a cool continuity with the movies that would come out and this show.
yeah,
Like it was pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, and the cartoon.
Right.
Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff going on back then. That was pretty awesome. All right, very nice. What about? I guess let's bring it over to books. What are some of your favorite books and authors?
Yeah, so I had mentioned H.G. Wells
Hmm.
and Jules Verne, um, Edgar Allan Poe,
Ooh, nice.
and then I used to read a lot of Greek mythology.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I bet you got some Greek mythology ideas for stories too, don't you?
I have a couple. Trying to figure out how I would work those out, but
Right.
yeah, I
That's
have a couple
awesome, man.
ideas.
Now, if you had to pick either one author or a couple different authors to mash together, who would you say that like fits? Obviously, you have your own style, but if you had to compare your writing style to another author or a mix of authors, who would you compare it to?
Ooh, that's a good one. Um,
I know I should
maybe
have prepped
maybe
you
a
for this one. It just popped in my head. You're the first person I've ever asked this. I'm going to ask it every time now.
so maybe a little Jules Verne with Isaac Osboff
Oh
from
man,
Dune.
that's a pretty
You
awesome
know,
mix. I like that. Heck yeah. Okay. Nicely done. All right, we're gonna end with a few like either or questions. Okay. Now
okay.
you already said that you really like Star Trek, so I'm guessing I think I know the answer to this. So, which is better, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Um, Star Trek a
Okay.
little bit more
All
than
right.
Star Wars. Yeah,
All right. Now, but you do like Star Wars. So, what's your favorite
I
Star
do.
Wars? What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Actually, so what is it? It's um, what is it? Clone
I know.
Wars. Yeah, Clone Wars. Yep, I
Okay.
think it's Clone Wars.
So, like the second one, like
Yeah,
technically the second one
yeah. Technically, the
in
second one. Yeah,
chronological.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That you don't hear many people say that. Is it Attack of the
Yeah.
Clones? Is that what it is called? Right?
Maybe, yeah,
I
maybe it's
forget.
Attack
I
of the
forget what the
Clones.
first two are called. But episode two.
Yep.
Very nice. Okay. That's cool. I think my favorite is probably episode three. So, and I did like episode two as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So there you go.
Yep.
There you go. All right. Very cool. Next question. Which is better, Marvel or DC?
I lean towards Marvel.
Fair, fair. Who's your favorite Marvel character?
Probably Captain America.
That's a good one. Very nice. I think I like as a whole Marvel's cast of characters, but I was always a Batman guy. So then that
Yep.
always makes me lean towards DC, but really it's just for like Batman and the whole Bat family. If I look at
Yep.
DC as a whole, I don't like it as much as I do Marvel. So that's a tough question for me too.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like Batman. I
Oh
do.
yeah, can't go wrong. Um,
No,
all right, who is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Donatello.
I wondered when you said your favorite color was purple. Now you are only the third person out of 130 some to say Donatello. He's
All
finally
right.
getting some love. He only had one in the first hundred some, but in the
Oh,
last
geez.
few of these, two people have said Donatello, so he's finally getting some love. That's good. That's good.
Nice. Nice.
Awesome. All right, we can end it there. So thanks for coming on, man. This has been a blast. I can't
No.
believe it's already been an hour. It flew by.
Oh, I know. This has flown by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has.
Awesome. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah, no problem. So before I go into my whole spiel or anything, I just want to give you the floor to shout out your book one more time, talk about anything else, let people know where they can find you, and then I'll wrap us up.
Yeah, so it's Zeta 5, Path of the One. This is book one. And then Zeta 5, The Window Splinter, comes out in February 18th. I'm currently looking for ARC readers. So if you go into my bio and TikTok, you can, if you want to be an ARC reader, you can sign up. And I'm actually offering book one, if you haven't read it, for free, the ebook, so that you can read book two, because you will have to read book one to understand the beginning of book two.
Man, that's a steal to let ARC readers do
Yeah,
that. That's awesome.
yeah,
So TikTok, go on there and you can find it in your bio.
absolutely.
Awesome. I will link your TikTok down below in the description as well so people can go find you there.
Nice.
That is awesome. So thank you again, my friend. I appreciate it. It's been a
No,
blast.
thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, a lot of fun.
Congrats on everything that you've already
Thank you.
done and everything to come. And this is called Beast Friends Forever for a reason. We're Beast Friends Forever now. So if you ever need anything, if
Awesome.
you need help shouting anything out, let me know. If you want to come on to promote a book that's coming out or anything, or if you just want to come on and
Excellent.
chat, let me know. And I'd love to have you
I
back.
will. Definitely. Yeah, I
Awesome.
definitely will. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, chat, for being awesome as always. Thank you for those that are watching this on replay. We also appreciate you. Again, everything in the description. Go check out the books that you've been hearing him talk about. Get excited. Book two's coming out in just a month, so
Yes.
get on it. But everyone have a fantastic evening. I'll be back again tomorrow, so keep an eye out on the socials and everything so that you can know when and where. And I'll see you then. And until I do, as I always say, devour your TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see everybody. Have a